Hello there, people. Welcome to AO6 of Unit 1. AO6 of Unit 1 has to do with using a database. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to be taking you through session 1, which is the introduction to the scenario. Think of this as a lesson where I'll be standing like I am in class in front of a board trying to explain things to you. Here you have your introduction right here. It says you're going to be able to download a copy of the documents that you need for AO6. My advice to you is have your AO6 folder ready. Okay, so you need a folder for Unit 1 ICT in Business. You need to make sure that in this folder you have an AO6 folder. All you need to do here is you need to download a copy of these 4 documents, and you need to make sure they're all saved in your AO6. For instance, you have the scenario for AO6. I want you to click it, and once it pops up, like mine is now, once it comes up, it will tell you about what the scenario is. And the scenario is that a group of Year 10 students and staff from Crown Woods College are going on a sponsored trip to France. They will be staying with host families in France, and you will be given a database that contains the details of these host families. Your task will be to make changes to this database, delete, edit, and amend any data as instructed. Here we have the learning objective. Okay, for this particular session, which is the scenario, make sure you click on the save button, which is right here. Once you click it, you can save a copy in your AO6 folder. The next thing is your AO6 activity task sheet. Very important. Once again, click it, and once it opens, you need to save a copy of this. Okay, so once again, when it opens, click on save. Okay, and you will get the opportunity to save a copy of this document, which is your task sheet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the task sheet document. All right, it's really simple. The task sheet is just to help you do all the tasks that you need for AO6. We have the challenge, which is, can you demonstrate that you can effectively use a business database? We have the scenario here, which I want you to read, make sure you're very familiar with. And the next page is a copy of the database which you will be working on. Don't worry about it. This is just a paper copy for you to see what you'll be working on. The most important bits are the learning activities. Okay, there are 8 learning activities in total. Now 5 of these learning activities are at a C grade, 2 are at a merit or a B grade, and 1 is a distinction. The first one, the first task, which is activity 1, is where you will explain what a database is, advantages and disadvantages. Then you have activity 2, which is actually to add a new entry to a database. Then you have activity 3, which is to edit the database. You have activity 4, which is to delete something from the database. Then you move on to 5, which is to create a query. Then you move on to 6, which is the merit, which is to create a complex query. Then you move on to 7, which is to create a report. And then 8, which is actually to finally create a report, but to output it as labels. So those are the tasks that you will need to complete. Make sure you save this in your AO6 folder. You need a copy for yourself. Now, the next thing is the AO6 evidence report. I want you to click it. And then once it opens, I want you to save a copy in your AO6 folder. So make sure that you're saving a copy of the AO6 evidence report in your AO6 folder. I'm going to show you what the evidence report looks like. This is it right here. Once you download it, there are a few sections that you will need to fill in, which I'm going to show you. If you scroll down, it says student name at the bottom of the first page. Make sure you enter your name. The contents page, leave it alone, and then at the bottom of the second page, double click and you can enter your name in there as well. Okay, very important that you do that. Okay, and the evidence report is arranged in sections, guys. Okay, we have learning activity 1, which is at a C grade, describe a database. There are explanations of what you need to do. Then you have a section for learning activity 2, you have a section for 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth till you come to learning activity 8. They are all color coordinated. The reds are merits. The yellows, sorry, the reds, let me start again. The red is actually a pass or a C grade. The yellow is a merit or a B grade. The green is a distinction or an A grade. Okay, I'm just going to change it to pure green so you can see what I mean. So that is the evidence report. Make sure you download it and you save a copy in your AO6 folder. Now, I want you to do something for me. You're on the website, you're on session 1. Once you're working on session 1, make sure you click this box here. Once you click it, what will happen is the website will change and it will be only session 1 showing. Okay, and once you're done with session 1, you can click on the down arrow and select session 2 and move on. Okay, and then once you're done with session 2 as well, do 3, 4 the same way. And then most importantly, you need a copy of the host's database. Click it and save a copy of it in your AO6 folder, because you will be needing it for the activities that are going to follow. So the tasks for this section are clearly identified. Make sure you log in, click on this button here to make sure all you can see is session 1. Read the introduction up here, download a copy of the scenario, make sure you read it, familiarize yourself with it, download a copy of the activity task sheet, look through it, download a copy of the evidence report, make sure your name has gone on there, download a copy of the host database, save it in your AO6, make sure all of these are saved in your AO6. You're ready to start in your AO6 folder. You're ready to start your AO6 work now. Okay, now please go and do it now.